to know over the last little bit, because she hasn't been with us a long time. And you know, I just have to say her name because I got a quick story that I want to tell you, and it's Julie Carell. A couple months ago, and she was working hard and fell short a couple times and then went above, and it was really neat to see, and she's continued to climb. But I want to tell you a little bit about one of my interactions with her. Now, first off, great family, okay? She got three girls, 15, 13, and I can't remember how old the youngest is. Five, okay, 5, thank you very much. Little cliff notes there, huh? Okay, so she's 5, but we were doing a meeting, and Julie was helping get everything going, and Faith and Hope were coming in. No. Gracie. Sorry, Gracie and Faith. Okay, Gracie and Faith. Sorry, ladies. We're helping set up. Okay, again, 15 and 13, right? So I'm in the back of the room and talking to some people, and they're going out the door. We're on the second or third floor. There's a really slow elevator, and they're going down and bringing stuff up from the car. And so they get the back of the room set up, and then they bring out the treats, you know, the lean and the, I think it was Zip Sticks at the time, and then the little yummy lean peanut butter bars that you can't ever seem to get enough of. And so they set all those up, and I was like, dang, so these girls are setting all this up while their mom's out getting the meeting going and stuff. And so I was amazed, number one, that at the ages of 15 and 13, they were getting all that stuff set up, okay, all on their own and doing that. But the amazing thing to me was at the end of the meeting, when I'm standing there, and these people are coming up and getting a little drink of the lean or the Zip Sticks, and then are having a lean bar, and then loving it, obviously, and then they would start asking questions to these two girls, and again, 15 and 13, and they're just rattling off answers like you would not believe, okay? They're just telling them how everything works and what everything does, and I was just like, holy cow, this is amazing. Because, I mean, I know that every new member that signs up is our next generation, and I talk about that, our next generation of leaders. That was kind of cool. But anyway, but these girls are literally the next generation of our members. And I want you to, again, jump ahead with me 10 years when these young ladies are 23 and 25, and they've had this great exposure to a different way of life, where they can be their own boss. There's no glass ceiling. Okay, ladies, you're still going to go to college and get educated, by the way. Okay, Uncle Mark said. But they, at that point in their life, they'll have traveled the world. They'll have this family that literally will stretch around the world. It's going to be just a neat thing. And so I just had to say that because the mom of that little family is going to be the one that comes up and talks to you next. And she's going to do a phenomenal job. She's one of our brand new executives, Miss Julie Carell. Welcome her.
By our president, and it really ties into my topic this morning about belief, because I do believe that my children are going to have a better life than I did. And I love the way this company is providing that opportunity for them, and they have a vision and they've captured that, and it's all a part of being a really great team, so thank you, Mark, for that. I want to just talk a little bit about, I guess, who I am here. What a privilege to be able to speak in front of you. I think it was kind of not really fair that I had to follow Calla and Jana and Robin as a newbie, but those are big footsteps to walk in. So, Bridge of Belief, that's what I'm going to talk about this morning for you. And I just want to tell you, for all the women in here, I think it tied in perfectly that we had to go across that bridge in heels all the way to get to this conference center. Boy, that took some belief, but I got smart, and I wore flats this morning on my way over here. So it really doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you know where you're going. There's a lot of different ways to get it done, right? Flats work, heels right, so you just go with what works for you, as long as you get to where you're going. You just got to believe you can make it. Push through the pain, so it's good. Bridge of Belief. So I'm from Tryon, Nebraska, which is a little tiny town on the edge of the Santas of Nebraska, and there's, 500 people in my whole county. So not a lot of people. So if you're thinking that where you live and proximity is a problem for you, I know they talk about real estate being the three, location, 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 but it's really not true, it's singular. You can do it any place, anywhere, and so on the next slide, I'm going to show that. My good friend and teammate Roxy took these pictures for me. Oh, well there you go.
We're cute.
Where is it? Oh, I guess they're doing that for me. I'll get a clicker. Okay. That's up there. Okay, so anyway, back to the other one. I love how the picture symbolizes. Can you go back a slide, please? You really can do this business anywhere, anytime, when you want to, how you want to. And that embodied my belief for me, because we really do just live in the middle of nowhere. But I love the lifestyle that I've been able to create because of that. There's a freedom. You get time freedom, financial freedom, physical freedom, all of those things that come from doing a business like this. And real quickly, I'm going to just take liberty to sing Happy Birthday to Roxy. Will you do that with me?
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm gonna kill her.
Happy birthday, dear Roxy. Happy birthday to you.
She is so dead.
Okay. I forgot to go look at the monitor down there. Okay. So, there's a couple things I believe in right now. Number one is that people can change. Okay, I know that's kind of an old adage, but I do believe people can change. And so you won't see a before picture of me in my presentation because I'm not that person anymore. I'm not going back there. Okay, you just make a decision, you have to believe in that. So I'm not going back there. So this is the new me. It's just kind of like when you're born in Christ again and you have a new life, a new skin, and you go out. Okay, so thank goodness I've had that opportunity. So number one, I believe that people can change. And two, I believe that freedom is everything. Talked about that with time freedom, financial freedom, free from illness, freedom to work where you want to, how you want to, and it does take work. And that dreams do come true even in the middle of nowhere. So we talk about who am I? I'm a child of the Most High God. Not more special than anybody else, not any smarter than anybody in this room. I just believe. I just believe in God's plan for me and what He's designed me to do to help people and witness for Him and be a role model and help them accomplish their dreams. So. A wife of a rancher, horse trainer, gone banker. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about that. I was going to say it for them, but I'm going to say it right now. When I married my husband, we were training horses full-time for a living, and I quit teaching to do that with him full-time. So my first two daughters that Mark talked about were home on the ranch, and they got to see their daddy home every day with them. But when things got tough and the economy kind of went bad and people weren't paying to have horses in training, he fell back on his degree in accounting. Which I love what Mark had to say about, going and getting a college degree anyway. And so he went to did that for his family, which I will love him dearly for always. But it was difficult. And then when my 5-year-old was born, that was when I decided to resign from my teaching job because I'm a teacher by trade. And so I decided to stay home and raise my kids and homeschool and keep the family together. So it's interesting to see how my 2 oldest daughters know their daddy being home all the time, but my 5-year-old knows it by days of the week. Does Daddy get to be home tomorrow? Is tomorrow a Saturday? Do I get to spend the day with Daddy tomorrow? So I am thrilled that when I said banker gone bad, because we're talking about a guy who missed his senior prom to go high school rodeo. And he gave up a scholarship to play football at college to do collegiate rodeo. And he was an entrepreneur and self-employed as a horse trainer for over 25 years. And then he was asked to sit behind a computer desk all day long as an ad lender, which was corporate America. Well, he resigned last Tuesday. So I said, my girls, you just got their daddy home with them every day again. So, what a wonderful blessing. So, health and wellness life coach, because I don't believe this is about short-term change. I believe it's about creating lifestyles for people. And if you instill that belief in them for the long term, that they can do it and they're going to have success, that's that longevity that we're all looking for. I'm always going to be an educator. I just changed my content area. Before it might have been middle school language arts, director of curriculum instruction assessment. So I was just teaching teachers. Shouldn't say just, important people we have there. But now it's about health and wellness and helping people accomplish their dreams and their goals. I'm an overcomer because I was not at a great place. And I am a recovering non-believer that dreams come true. Did anybody ever get to that place where you didn't think that dreams could come true and you gave up on them? Okay, so it goes back to believing that there's a great plan for you. So I had a defining moment. I wasn't healthy or happier anymore. I was just not a happy person. And it wasn't the wife that my husband had married. I wasn't being a great mom to my kids because I wasn't happy with where I was at. And I realized I was becoming another negative statistic. My mom died when I was 33 years old of cardiac arrest, and my oldest daughter was 10 months old. And 6 years later, my dad died of cancer, and diabetes runs in my family. So at 46 years old, I saw my good friend Robin Packard at a cutting horse show, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't very nice to her because the ugly green monster reared its head. Remember, I wasn't at a happy place, and she looked amazing. But I was jealous and didn't want anything of what she had. So I went home and tried to do it all myself on my own, very prideful and stubborn. It didn't work. So I saw her at the next show and I said, okay, talk to me about what you have. And you know, research says it takes sometimes between 5 and 7 contacts before people say yes. And I know Kat tells that story 8 times. She was contacted by Miss Jill to say yes. So I called Robin up again after that, still didn't sign. Called her and wanted some more details. And it was the 4th time that I said, okay, let's place my order. But how thankful I am that she was in my life at that time to present an opportunity. So when you leave this conference, think about whose life that you're going to change. You know, what can you do to help people? Because of her and her paving the way in that one conversation, my life has forever changed. Thank you, Robin.
Love you.
Love you too.
I don't say that all the time.
She doesn't.
I don't say that all the time.
What happened was, you know, I was 46, and I was at a place where I knew I had to take care of myself for my kids, and because there was some, you know, fatality in my family with predisposition to some of those diseases, so I knew it was time to take care of myself. And to be real honest, we'd grown comfortable to the lifestyle of being broke all the time. You know, it's just what it is. And sometimes it hurts to say that out loud, but I think it's just like when I go to meetings sometimes and I have, I'm putting on a transformation party for someone and they'll say to me, don't talk about the business. I know these people, if you start talking about the business, they're going to walk out that door, they don't want to hear anything about it. And I'll say, look, this is the way I do them every time. This is how we're going to do it. And I talk about the products and the results, and I talk about the business side. And at one meeting in particular, because I pushed through and I made that decision to do that, at the end, there was a lady who came up to me and said, you know, I really need this because my little boy was getting in trouble at school. He had some things they were dealing with, and so she pulled him out to homeschool, and she was a nurse, and she had to resign from her job to be at home with him and take care of him, and so she was going to pursue the business opportunity to be able to do that. Had I not pushed through that decision to talk about the business, I would never have presented her with an opportunity that was going to allow her to be home with her child. So you just have to make that decision to push through it. But you never know. People aren't going to wave a white flag in front of you and say, I'm broke. You know, what can you do for me? But if you take every opportunity to talk about them, what the business can do for them to provide opportunity, it'll pay off. So we had become complacent, and we'd settled for mediocrity. And I had stopped believing that dreams were going to come true for me and my kids, paycheck to paycheck. So I realized that we had become, you know, conditioned, living a life of mediocrity, and just the traditional belief system that you should never step out of the box. Okay, you have to do it where you're supposed to do it, but everybody else is doing it. To do anything different is not the norm, and you don't want to go there because you won't be successful. A lot of people complain about being miserable in their job, but they don't want to do anything about it. You know, I love teachers, but I learned to stay away from the teacher's lounge a lot of the time because that's where everybody pooled, and there's like a bunch of negative ducks sitting around, you know? Okay, yeah, so, you know, you just have to make choices sometimes. You know, like Mark talks about running with the runners and who you're going to stay with so that that negativity doesn't infiltrate through your daily habits. So I was just conditioned to think that that's how my life was always going to be, and that's, you know, you have to make a choice, and that's how. So we accepted that norm, and we accepted the norm that my husband was going to have to go back, you know, stay in corporate America. And then, of course, it's acceptable to live on your potential as long as you're not hurting anyone, which is a lie. You know, God instills talents in you, and I think we all have an obligation to share that with people and help grow people. So it's not a matter if you're not hurting anybody, but who are you benefiting? You know, we're put here to help people. So it's not okay. And successful people are born into it or just got lucky, you know. And through the process of meeting such amazing people in this company and through these conferences, I know how hard they've worked. It hasn't been luck. They weren't born into it. The people that we saw recognized on stage yesterday that are just breaking, you know, goals and accomplishing great things, I know that they've worked for that. It's not a matter of just getting lucky. So I just decided to believe. And I realized that dreams don't have an expiration date. Okay? They don't have an expiration date. It's all about a journey. It's a process. There's no finality to it unless you place that roadblock in your way. I realized that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. and that this opportunity was going to save myself and my family. And little did I know at that time the great potential it had to increase my circle of influence and help so many other people. But I was determined to show that it could be done. Okay, so I started to work really hard at that. So at that time for me, it was a critical moment of impact. You know, it was kind of a buildup over the years with the loss of my mom and then my dad, and then deciding to resign, and then my husband having to go to town to take a job. And when I say to town, some people kind of laugh at that, but we're literally over 40 miles away from a town that's of any size to do much. And so my husband calculated up not very long ago how many hours he spends on the road, or he had spent in his 4 years of working at that bank. What was it, like 360 days? I mean, it was like a whole year out of his life that he had spent on the road that he could have been doing something else. That was kind of a pivotal moment for us, too. Okay. So I decided, without a shadow of a doubt, to have unshakable belief. And that's really what it takes, is just unshakable belief. And I was going to do two things. I was committed to getting great product results, because we really do live in a society of immediate gratification. Like it or not, it's a society of immediate gratification. So the quicker you get people results, whether it's product results or income earning opportunity, they're going to stay with you, and they're going to see the value of that, and just, you know, that residual income that keeps coming back. So that was what I was determined to do: get great results and then advance as quickly through the ranks as I could. Now I know I'm not as quick as some of them here, but it was a good pace for me to keep balance. But when I decided to do that, I knew that there were going to be people that were watching, because my goal, I had listened to several people and lots of training calls, was to just be the first executive team in Nebraska. And that was the goal that I set for myself. So, you know, I needed to set that example for people and help them realize, when they didn't believe in themselves, that I believed in them, and that we could get it done together. But it didn't happen without the doubters and the haters and the skeptics. Sometimes family is the worst. Okay? Sometimes family is the worst. So it didn't come without that. But I just continued to believe in my dream and what this was going to provide for my family and my friends. So I started to build my bridge, okay? Which started with attending every corporate event, even though I couldn't afford it because I wasn't teaching at the time. And I felt a little bit of mommy guilt, going away from my children and being gone. And then just affording it. But I saw the investment. I had done some homework, some research, and realized the potential of the opportunity. So I attended every corporate event, because what happens there is that you build an arsenal. Through your networking, you build an arsenal of testimonies, whether it's product testimonies or business testimonies, that you can take back to your team and to your prospects, and then you hook them up. Because I'm not going to pretend to know everything. I don't know everything. And I'm not going to pretend that I know which one of our products is going to help somebody with their particular situation if I've never gone through that. But because of the wonderful people that you see sitting here, and look how much we're growing. You know, you connect with people. So it's important to attend those events and build your arsenal of testimonies, because cross line, up line, down line, whatever, everybody's here to help each other. That was important. I listened to as many training calls as I could. In fact, Tyrone Parker wouldn't know this, but one night when everybody was in bed, I stayed up until almost 4 in the morning listening to training calls, and I could not get to sleep after I listened to one of his. He just had the fire running through my blood about what I was going to get up the next day and what I was going to do. So thank you, Tyrone, for that. Cynthia Evans, I remember when she talked about overcoming objections and how to talk to people, and you really just don't have to say a lot, you just listen and you ask questions. And I would go into my veteran practice in my mirror, which she says, so are you open to keeping your options open when it comes to making money? Thank you, Cynthia. So you just practice. Because I wasn't that person when I started this. Didn't know how to say those things and do those things, but I practiced, and I listened to lots of training calls, and that built my belief that I could do it. And I read people's testimonies and I read their stories. I focused on self-development and growth. Jana talked yesterday about being a novel reader. I'm not a novel reader. I never had time for that. But these are some of the books that I use for inspiration, because you have to work on yourself more than you do anyone else. Okay, people won't want to follow you if you don't know where you're going, or if you're not relatable, or if you aren't willing to share your bumps in the road and your ups and downs. They won't want to follow you with that. I know Omar just talked about GoPro. The Greatest Salesman in the World, and then of course the one that we were given when we were in Cancun, How to Build Great Leaders. So my favorite is the Energy Bus because it talks about a team. It's about a team approach, keeping the energy vampires away, because we all experience the doubters and the haters and the negativity, and then we just call those energy vampires. You just got to stay away from them. Keep your optimism up there. So I started working on myself. And then I listened to my upline. You know, like them, love them, whatever. They deserve your respect. They got to where they got because they know a lot. They've done a lot. They have a ton of experience, and they're there to help you. So you have to be coachable. And I listen to them, and I have a great one. They've been nicknamed the Fab Five. Yes, woo! And there's just some pivotal moments that soaked into me like a sponge and helped build my belief. Miss Calla, Change Your Perspective, Change Your Life. A great set of CDs that I was gifted. And on the morning when I was trying to hit executive rank, that woman called me and prayed with me on the phone, believing in me when maybe I didn't have that belief that day, at that moment, that it was going to happen. So I appreciate that. Then we have Jana. This is kind of a funny story because she'd asked me to do a three-way call. So I did this three-way call with her, and on the phone she introduced me as a platinum director, which I wasn't yet. So we get off the phone, and I texted her, I said, I love that, but I'm not a platinum director yet. She said, well, you are in my eyes. Okay, I can go with that.
Get there.
So I did, because she was instilling that belief in me and just building that wall of belief. Okay, Casey, because I knew I'd done my research, and she was an online virtual school teacher. And I was at a place where I'd resigned and was looking for a way to make a little extra income. But I did not hit my fast 4. Gotta be honest about that, I didn't hit my fast 4. But she was in a place that she ran a personal promotion herself, and I hit my 4 new enrollments when Casey ran a promotion, and she wrote me a check out of her personal checking account for $100. And I thought to myself, she's a teacher, how's she doing that? Okay, so that was another moment in my belief system where I thought, she can do it, I can do this. Then there's Kara, and I remember her words when she was trying to advance to next ranks, and she said, I just decided I had to start treating myself like an executive. And when I started treating myself like I was an executive, things started happening. So I internalized that, and I thought, I'm going to start doing things like executives would do. Okay. And then there's Robin, and I love when she says, you guys just need to go out and set goals and crush them. Crush them. Okay. So listen to your upline. And then, so trusting corporate support. You know, I know, like Alice says, that we have the best products on the market, the best compensation plan, and the best corporate leadership team. Yes? Yes? Yes. Okay. So I trusted corporate support. I love that picture. Okay? Because they have been there, and it's not just Dan, it's Susie, I know Nate's doing a great job. Everybody at corporate office is there to help you. They're there to help you. You know, learning about best MLM practices. Strategic planning and organizing your events. You don't have to do it alone. Get out of your own way. Let somebody help you. Goal setting and personalizing plans of action. Okay, they really are. That's been pivotal for me also because, I'm going to let you read that, but I had set a goal to hit Gold Manager in December, over a year ago, and I missed it. But I was determined then to hit it in January, and from then I hit a rank a month for a few months until we went to Dallas. But I'll never forget the moment he called me after I hit gold. It was later on in March. And he said, so what is it that you want to do, Julie? What are your goals? How much money would you like to be making a month? Where do you see yourself? Those were really great questions. And I said, you know, if I could just make enough money to replace my teaching income, I'd be happy. And he said nothing. He didn't judge me. I just heard this. Okay. Then we talked some more, and then because we ranched, I went outside and I was chopping ice off the tank, the goldfish tank, the goldfish in our tank. I'm chopping this ice, and I'm just chopping, and you know what? That's not all I want. I just sold myself short. That is not all I want. I want to do better than that. I want more than just to replace my teaching income. And I made a decision right there and then. I was going to chip away at the ice, chip away at everything that had kind of built up, the layers and the layers of you can't do this, or becoming complacent, or just accepting a lifestyle of debt and being broke. And from that moment on, I just pushed forward to set goals and accomplish them and help others do the same. So, sometimes silence is golden. He really didn't have to say anything. But it was enough to make me want to push ahead. So, crossing the bridge, kind of like walking in these heels. I decided I was going to assemble an army of successful product users from which business partners would arise. Okay? That was my first step. Right alongside that was sharing the opportunity with everyone, at least 50-50. No prejudging, because you don't know who's going to need what. Invest in people. The greatest human need is to feel significant. Okay. So find out where people are at, and how can you invest in them, and how can you help meet their needs. Set goals for your people. Robin helped me learn that. I thought I was being bossy or pushy. They know what they want. They know what they need. I'm not going to tell them what they have to do. Robin said, no, you got to make those goals. You got to set them up. And I realize that now, because for me, and this is another thing that Dan helped me with, I thought that was being braggadocious. In the very beginning, it was hard for me to declare that I was going to be an executive, because I thought that was haughty and prideful and braggadocious. Okay, but when I transitioned from that belief system to, no, I deserve this. I'm capable of this. How many more people am I going to be able to help if I'm in that position? And then I started talking myself through that. That really made a difference when I instilled that belief in me. So, set your goals, and don't be afraid to share that with people. Let them help you again. Be transparent, share your stumbles, but move quickly past it. Don't revel around in your misery. If you make a mistake, own it and move on. Okay? I think that's really important. Help everyone get results quickly. I talked about that. And then get back to your team. When I started making more than I was as a teacher and replaced that income, I just told my husband, it's not like we ever had to begin with, so let's just give it back. So we'll be okay, because I believe in that now. So I think you need to invest in your team and help them. And remember, we're at the place that you came from. Instill courage to do it afraid. That's one of my favorite sayings. It's just do it afraid. You'll do it. It'll be okay. Just believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and go do it afraid. Whether it's that first three-way call, whether it's a cold contact for the waiter or the waitress at the restaurant you're eating at, just do it afraid. Number 9, demonstrate frontline sponsoring. So if President's Club isn't a priority for you, make it one now. Okay? Make it one now. You have to demonstrate duplicatability for your team. We're walking billboards for this company and these products and this opportunity, and what a great opportunity that was to be around some amazing people on that trip to Cancun. So make it a priority to hit those requirements right now. Role model not taking rejections or disappointments personally, because we all have them, and it's okay. We're all going to go through that, but just be human and be transparent. We just go there, but don't stay there. Manage your disappointments and move on. Manage your mind. Then make sacrifices to stay in daily activity. Give yourself permission to not say yes to everything. You don't have to do everything. What's going to be income earning opportunity for you? What's productive? What's profitable for you for activities to be in? And my daughters have captured the vision, like Mark's talked about, but it's because I included them. And when they came out with a roadmap to success in our packets, I love that, and I love it that you sit down with your family and put little stickers on where you want to be and include their goals on that roadmap. So if you haven't included your family in your planning, do that, because it's really important. That helps them understand when you're doing three-way calls late at night or when you have to be gone. And it's that short-term pain for long-term gain, and they'll support you. So don't make it a surprise to people what your goals are and expect them, to just support you and go along for the ride. You have to let them know what's going on. But do give yourself permission to say no sometimes. And then celebrate every success, no matter how big or how small. Okay, that's really, really important. Those first three-way calls, your very first sign-up, hitting your fast forward, hitting manager, the quicker you get them there and the more you celebrate that, because praise is everything. So celebrate that with your people. So on the other side, knowing that dreams do come true for your family and others, as long as I was married to my husband, anywhere we went had a horse trailer on the back of the truck. And it meant that we were scooping manure at 4 in the morning and loading horses and getting ready to do a show or put on a clinic. And we got to see some states that were close to us, but because of the bonus I earned with this company, last year I was able to pay for airline tickets for my two oldest daughters to go to California and put their toes in the sand at the beach. So I never thought we'd be able to do that. I've never been to the beach. This is a lifestyle that we knew before we became complacent. We were able to take our girls to scholarship cutting in Fort Worth last summer and compete, which we were never able to do before. That was their dream, and they did it before they were even 18. Physical and financial freedom, a lifestyle that you desire. And I'm not going to tell you what your desires of your heart are, but whatever your desires are, whatever the lifestyle is that you want, know that it will come true. Not that it can, it will come true. Increasing your circle of influence and serving more, because I think that's really important. Knowing that you've made a difference. Never underestimate your ability to make a difference in someone's life. Okay, because you're important to them. And then that peace of mind you get from knowing what you provided for your family and for someone else. You know, it was really quite a revelation because my first executive, Sarah Brown, congratulations, Sarah. It was quite an eye-opener when, in less than 2 years, she was making more than what my husband made in over 4 years at the bank. Okay, is that not crazy? Right? So we have what people need.
What, you want to go to the 30?
I think you can go to the 50.
50. I can go to the 50 if nobody's on my back.
I think you can do it with Jeremy on your back. But even if you can, I want you to promise me you're going to do your best.
All right.
Your best.
Okay.
You going to give me your best?
I'm going to give you my best.
All right, one more thing. I want you to do it blindfolded.
Why?
Because I want you giving up at a certain point when you can go further. Get down. Jeremy, get on his back. Maybe a good tight hold, Jeremy. All right, let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go. Show me good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock. Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it.
20 yet?
Forget the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. Now, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
I ain't done. Just resting a second.
You gotta keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on me. Keep going. Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you got. Come on, keep going. It hurts. Don't quit on it. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
I'm running out of strength.
And you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going. You hear me? You keep going. You're doing good. You keep going. You not quit on me. You keep going.
It hurts.
I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going.
Burn.
And let it burn.
It's a burn.
It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. You have to do your best. Your best. Don't stop. Keep going. It's not too hard. You keep going. Come on, Brock. Give me more. Give me more. Keep going. 20 more steps. 20 more. Keep going, Brock. Give me your best. Don't quit. No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone.
So don't quit. You know, it's great to come to these things and get motivated and get inspired and build your belief, but really what happens is when you walk out the door, it's up to you to have action. So put on your blindfold. Don't quit. Okay, listen to people that are cheering you on. Did you notice how people started to believe and started to follow? They will follow you. It's that unshakable belief, pushing through that. And then, you know what? It wasn't just the 20 or 50 that he quit on. He made it to the end zone because of that belief. So what do we believe? I'm going to challenge you before I leave the stage. Just take a few minutes. What do you believe about who you are? About the products, love doing rabbits. I don't even talk about that anywhere. We know everybody needs them. About the business. About this company. About your team. About your ability to lead a team. Because you've got it. It's in there. You've got it. What do you believe about people in general? Do you think they're all grumpy? They're all complainers? You know, because I don't see myself as that now. Might have been, and maybe that's how people saw me, but I'm not that person anymore. Some people do change. But what do you believe about people in general? Maybe it's time to re-examine that. And then what do you believe about what you are capable of achieving? Okay. So if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So just put action to your belief. Build them a slat or a board at a time with your bridge and walk across it. Doesn't matter how, if you're in flats or in heels. Just walk across it. To the end zone.